I'm Necro Ninja here with the Minecraft Mod Showcase, and this is actually my first video. So do make sure after you watch the video, leave a comment on how you think I did, or how you think I should improve, or anything. I respect your opinions. I want to know what I'm doing wrong, or if there is anything. So do make sure you do that. And maybe if you have some mod reviews, go ahead and leave that too. Now this is the Elemental Swords mod. Now, in my opinion, there just aren't enough weapons in Minecraft. So apparently the person who made this mod had the same idea, didn't think that there was enough, because all there basically are swords, bows, and axes. Those are the only decent weapons. And instead he made 10 new items, 8 of which are new weapons. 2 of them you actually need to make the weapons. No, really, I had no clue. So, even better than iron swords, so... Where'd it go? Who cares? We don't care about them! Nah. Alright, so let's just get right into the mod here. First up, we have the fire sword. Now, every crafting recipe for every sword is like this, with, except instead of blaze rods, it's whatever pertains to that element. Like, for example, the water sword. Instead of blaze rods, you use water buckets. But let's go straight to the fire sword. Now the fire sword, just take a wild guess of what it does. Let me just spawn in a little villager here and hit him with the fire sword. Ermagerd, he's on fire! Fire, fire! So if you right click the ground with this sword, it basically acts like a fire charge or a flint and steel, just setting it on fire, which is pretty useful. So next up, after that we have, god damn it, we have the water sword. Now, let's spawn in another villager. So, what the water sword does, if you hit any mob with it, it'll give it weakness 1 for 15 seconds. And these, now, the first 6 have the same durability and damage as iron, so do make note of that. And you craft it like this, but instead you use water buckets, 2 eye ender, a stick, and 2 iron ingots. Now you do get the water buckets back when you craft this, so no need to worry about wasting iron. So next up you have the earth sword, which actually might be the least expensive in this, depending on what biome you spawn in. I'll get to that later. So you need 2 eye ender, 1 stick, 2 iron ingots, and 4 cobblestone. Because, I mean, you can basically find cobblestone in literally any biome. So let's get out another villager here. Hit him with the earth sword. He gets wither effect 1 for 5 seconds. And this has the same strength as iron and same durability. And if you right click the ground with it, it plays a little stone block with a nice explosion animation. Sound, I find that really cool. Oh yeah, if you use the water sword and right click it, it places water! So you can make a cool little water slide with a sword. Alright, next up we have the lightning sword, which, when you hit a mob with it, it gives them poison 1 for 15 seconds, and there's also this little smoke effect once you hit them. Well, he's obviously down to like a half heart, so now, if you right-click the ground, no, lightning doesn't come down and strike the ground. I admit that would be pretty badass. But instead, it's glowstone, which is still pretty cool. And it has a little lightning sound to it. So, I mean, if you go mining with this sword, you have a weapon and a light source in one. So, if you're just going through a cave, you're like, and there's your light. I find it really cool. And you use it with crafting glowstone and the usual crafting recipe. Now let's move on to these swords. Here's the ice sword. Now this is kind of what I was talking about, that the earth sword might be the least expensive. Because if you spawn in a snow or a taiga biome, you can just grab 4 snowballs and then you can easily grab an ice sword after that. Now if you hit a mob with it, it gives them slowness 1 for 15 seconds. Which, I mean, it's ice, so they're obviously cold. So if you right-click ground with it, it places a little ice block with what appears to be like a little firework sound. Just listen. It's pretty cool. Every single one of these has like a special sound if you right click, except for like the fire and the water ones. Those are kind of an obvious one. Next up, we have the most fun out of them all, in my opinion, the wind sword. Now, you craft this like you normally would with every single one except glass bottles, because they're bottles filled with air. I mean, air. Hello? Wind. Wind. So yeah, if you hit a mob with it, you know, actually it'd be better to do this with like a slime. Let me just kill you. And this has the same durability and strength as an iron sword as well. Now, what the? Oh, crap. Sorry, guys, I forgot glowstone gave off heat, so it melted the ice that I placed. Alright, so let's get back to the wind sword. Technically, if you hit someone with the wind sword, it'll give it a positive effect. It's technically a positive effect, but it's so positive that it's negative. You'll see what I mean. Now, if you hit a mob with it, it'll give it jump boost 5, which will make it jump so high that when it lands, it'll gain fall damage. And that giant slime died by a hit of an iron sword and 2 jumps. So that's pretty cool. It gives a jump boost 5 for 15 seconds, which is really useful. And if you right click with the wind sword, it has a cool sound effect and plays the cobweb. Which, cobwebs, I don't think you can even get in the creative inventory, so that's pretty cool. So you can actually use this sword for like adventure maps or whatever. Not only as a weapon, but I mean for the map maker to do stuff. Now we actually move on to the 2 strongest in this entire mod, the Sword of Darkness and the Sword of Light. Now, you might be looking at the crafting recipes right now and you're like, what the heck is a sword handle? How do you craft that? Now, apparently these are like so OP that you actually need to craft the handle first. So, here's how you craft the handles. If you want to craft the handle for the Sword of Darkness, you want to have 2 diamonds, a stick, and a bone, because a bone kind of, I guess, pertains to darkness. If you want to craft the sword handle for the light sword, you want to do 2 diamonds, a stick, and a feather, because that somehow pertains to light. So then you grab the handles and craft it with 2 obsidian, if you have the darker one, and you'll get the Sword of Darkness. Now, the Sword of Darkness is really, really cool. Now, what happens, if you hit a mob with it, it has the same strength as Diamond, and it gives that mob poison 10. And it can one-hit villagers, it can one-hit chaos spiders, and it just gives them poison 10, which I find awesome. It won't affect these guys, because, I mean, it's poison. And I don't think skeletons and zombies are affected by poison, are they? Whatever. Just forget you all. So let's just go ahead and move on to the Sword of Light, which you use the light sword handle and 2 endstone to craft the Sword of Light. Which, if you kind of think about that, it'd be pretty epic. Like, you can actually kind of make a movie out of it, because you got the sword handle and you're about to fight the Ender Dragon, you mine up 2 endstone, and then boom, you own face. Oh yeah, if you right click with the Sword of Darkness, it places an obsidian. So if you hit a mob with the light sword, it gives them weakness 10. And it has the same strength and durability as Diamond. Now, it never meant in the wiki, if you ask, if you look at what block the light sword places, it says, I won't tell you, it's a surprise, find out for yourself. So I right click the ground. Mushrooms. I have no clue why, don't ask me. It spawns in mushroom blocks for some strange reason. Mushrooms! I'm gonna suffocate this guy. Just for goodness sake. So that's all this mod has to offer. Just those swords, which I find them all extremely useful and some very fun. Hint, hint. So yeah, I'm going to leave the link to the mod in the Minecraft forums in the description, so make sure to check that out. This is a really cool mod. I really approve of it. I mean, it's so cool just having swords that do like different potion effects to different things. So yeah, make sure to subscribe and leave like a little comment on what mods I should do or how I did. I want to know how I did to like see how my first video went. Whoa, first video. So do hit that like button, subscribe, because next week I'm going to be doing a rather popular mod, but I've never really seen any good mod showcases on it. So just do stay in touch with my channel, and I'll see you later. Peace out.